Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. I am your host, LeRon Dawkins, and back with me, as always, are my best friends, Stephanie Klimov and Corey Deary. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Oh, we're best friends?
I know, that just made my day.
I know. I have friends.
Y'all need to pick me up, and you know what? Like, I feel like you guys are like two of my closest friends.
Aww.
You know, people that we've never actually seen with our own eyes, you know.
I know.
Someday I will see you guys in person. It's gotta happen.
We're gonna make it happen. By the way, side tangent. I keep seeing something out of the corner of my eye, and I keep thinking someone's walking down the hallway that's over there. No, it's just my big fat head shadow in the hallway, just back and forth because the light is shining this way. No big deal. It's scary though, because it's like the size of a human being.
Like the craziest things that freak you out, like just before we actually rolled the show, right? Like we were talking like in the video chat and stuff, and I saw this like black dot like right here on my freaking collarbone, and I was like, what the hell is that? It's either like a bug or like a super big mole that I just never spotted before. And so like I picked at it. Well, actually I like kind of ran my fingers across it and I saw it and it moved and I was like, oh shit, what is it? And so I actually picked at it. It was a giant piece of lint.
Oh. Nice.
It's funny how your mind plays tricks on you.
I know.
Yeah.
Gosh, the brain, man. What a... Especially when you're tired, you know? Like, when you don't get enough sleep, then your brain really starts playing tricks on you.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad. I'll admit, I haven't been sleeping that great for the last week. In this case, it's just falling asleep. My mind was just racing with a bunch of thoughts. Not that the thoughts really were anything that important. It's just like it wouldn't shut off for whatever reason. Normally, I haven't had a problem falling asleep after a week.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I've still, like, I'm coming off of that week of COVID, which was fun. But I haven't been sleeping well in like 3 weeks because I've been sleeping on the couch to try to keep some distance from everyone else. Not that it really matters, but I guess it's...
Wait, I thought
guess it's a thought that counts, but...
Were you still sleeping on the couch, or...
Yeah, I just have been comfortable out there for a reason, but, like, I don't know, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and, like, be wide awake for, I don't know, hours on end. And, like, I'll wake up at, like, 1:30 and I'll be up till, like, 4. And then I have to get up at like 7 for work, right? But then when I wake up for work, I'm like, I want to go back to bed so bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been sleeping is weird. Why do we sleep? Why was that something somebody built into our, our brains?
Well, I mean, sleep has a functionality.
I know,
like
but it feels like we should evolve out of it at some point.
No,
I like sleeping.
me too. I appreciate it. I feel like I don't get enough sleep, but I've also learned recently that our like, not our urbanized, our what is it? Our sleep system, especially in the United States, is so fucked up because like it's all based around work culture and stuff like that. What I've learned is, because like the average person can function off 4 hours of sleep and be fine, But what I've learned,
Not me.
like at the least, like 4 hours of sleep. Most people need somewhere between 6 and 8 hours of rest, though,
Mm-hmm.
But what I've learned recently is that the way like we've been presented, like with our days and stuff like that, like you're actually supposed to, you're not supposed to like just go into like a full coma, like for like an 8 hour stretch, like at one time. What's supposed to happen is like you're supposed to get a
cycle. There's a REM cycle and stuff like that.
Exactly, which explains why a lot of us actually have a problem sleeping all the way through the night. Like I'm one of those people. And I think what like a week or so ago, I started telling you guys like I've had to take naps, and it's been the best thing that's happened to me. Well, of course, like after like I realized like I was taking more naps and stuff, like I came across this thing and come to find out that that the average person nightly should get anywhere between 4 to 6 hours of sleep, and during their day routine, there should be a point where like you actually stop and have a little bit of downtime, even if it's like a 30-minute nap or something like that, but you have a downtime because that actually recharges your batteries and gets you and keeps you from having a total crash at the end of the day because we all fall into this rhythm. Like we get up, we go to work, we come home, and we got a whole bunch of things to do, and then next thing you know, we're dead to the world by like 9 o'clock. You know, like it's not even that we're tired or anything. It's more like we just don't want to do anything. We have no energy to expend on it and stuff like that. But people who actually take like a siesta, like it's called, you know, in certain countries and stuff, like yeah, they actually have like once they finish their workday, they actually have energy to do stuff they want to do or stuff they have to do.
See, that's where I feel like I'm an abnormal person as far as naps are concerned. If I take any level of a nap, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour and a half, I always feel hungover when I quote unquote, wake back up.
That happens too, and that's also because like your body's like hungry for REM sleep, you know.
Yeah.
So like sometimes like you sleep and your body's doing what it can to get you to the REM state, but of course everybody's circadian rhythm is different and stuff like that. So you know, like some people can drop into REM sleep within 20 minutes of them actually going to bed and stuff like that. Some people it takes longer. Like I had a sleep study done, and they shocked me because they're like yeah, like you fell into REM sleep within the first hour of falling asleep, but you didn't stay in REM sleep long.
Sleep studies are interesting. I would be curious to have one. Obviously, they wouldn't run one unless you might think you have an issue. And I know there are some apps or devices that track how you sleep, but that kind of creeps me out a little bit. So
my watch does. That's why I sleep with it every night.
it doesn't bother you sleeping. Well, I'm a side sleeper, so maybe that's why. Like I can't sleep like with my hand under my pillow with a bump on it.
Oh yeah. Actually, no. I've always loved wearing watches. Like when I was a kid, like I got my dad gave me my first watch and stuff. That was a wrap. Like I love wearing watches and stuff, and like a watch that has utility for when you sleep now. Like that's just a bonus for me.
I don't think I've ever worn a watch regularly. I don't even remember the last time I wore a watch, to be honest with you.
I like watches, but I like the old school, like traditional watch. I have a rainbow one that I love, but because, you know, of all my years working in retail pharmacy where you just really should not wear any jewelry, like it just gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
I never end up wearing it, or if I put it on, it'll just feel weird and I take it off. Sorry, just like a random tangent.
I've got friends that think I'm a snob because I think out of all like the jewelry and accessories and stuff like that, I think a man's watch is like telling of like his level of sophistication, you know, so like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friends that are like that, you know, like I'll ask them for the time and they have to pull up their cell phone and I'm like, you don't have a watch, you know, so like that, you know, it's more like, and it's not even like it's not even like me like judging them or anything. It's more like why don't you have a watch, you know?
Yeah. I'm that friend. I have to pull my phone out to see what time it is. I also like have to have a clock in every room of the house so I can see what time it is though. I'm
one of those people. Which is why I feel like a watch is like a staple of like just who I am, you know. It's like I'm one of those people I need to know the time, and I'm also one of those people I need to know the correct time because I have a freaking like OCD problem. Like you ever like use your microwave and you pull the food out, you know, because you know it's ready, but you don't clear the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk past a microwave, and I know it's like let's say I know for sure it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, but I'll walk past the microwave and I'll see something like 1:57. And it messes me up so badly.
Yep.
Because someone didn't clear the time, which is why I'm always one of those people. I always clear the time when I'm done with the microwave.
Smart.
Like I can't stand that. I can't stand when like we have a power outage and the appliances are blinking 12 o'clock. I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it really sucks when the power goes out because then you have to reset all the clocks except for the except for the analog ones that run on batteries.
Yeah.
So that really sucks. But clocks, everybody. Welcome to Clockcast, your source for clocks and time.
Telling time.
You know what time it is right now?
It's time to shout out our Patreon producers.
Yes.
Nice. Good setup. It was like a good volleyball play where you set and I spiked it.
Nailed it.
I tell you, the best podcasters are ones that everything's unscripted.
It's true. So you can support Boss Rush After Dark as well as the other shows on the Boss Rush Network over at Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. It's a subscription service that allows you to support your favorite creators monthly, and you get perks for doing so. Our $1 tier allows you early access to this show, as well as 2 weeks early access to Standard Definition and 1 week early access to Nintendo PAL Block Expansion Pass and the audio version of the Boss Rush podcast. But if you are a $5 patron, you become a Patreon producer. What does that mean? It means you get early access to all the shows plus a Patreon producer shout out on this here program, as well as various other things here on the Boss Rush Network. So without further ado, we're going to shout out those Patreon producers. Quentin Jackson, Rebecca Jewell, Adriel Munger, my wife, Sana Dierig, and Francisco Santillan. I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons, and I want to thank all of our free listeners. Remember, if you listen on iTunes or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. It really helps with discoverability. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the Boss Rush Network. Yeah. Anyways, that's it.
Good job.
That's Patreon for you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah. Trying to be energetic, guys. Trying to pull it together. More than a feeling.
No. All right, so
Who is the topic?
I have a question.
Question?
Yeah.
Ask me a question, LeRon.
What is your guilty pleasure song that you like to listen to for no various reason? Like it's a song that's just completely out of character for you, or it's something that you know is like hot garbage, but you can't resist listening to it.
This is like a dumbed down version of a question Austin asked us on Twitter, and I said I'm out.
Wait, what question was this?
He asked us what our top 5 albums were of all time.
Oh, well, I'm making this easy. It's just one song. Like, come on, there's some
pleasure.
Who was that?
You said guilty pleasure song, right?
Yeah, like but it was kind of off the wall. It's like out of character for you.
Well, I will answer because this is not my genre at all. But Britney Spears' "Oops, I Did It Again." I still will play once in a while just to indulge in like that. Just complete opposite of what my personality is, because I like your AC/DC, Van Halen, stuff like that. And all of a sudden, sometimes Britney Spears will come up on one of my local radio stations, and then I just like make sure no one's looking at me, and I turn the radio up, close the windows though, so no one knows who I am. So.
Okay. I guess Corey's not ready.
I mean. Yeah, I don't know. You go first, I guess. I'm
gonna. Okay. Well, I will say. Well, I'm kind of all over the place with my music, to be honest with you. There's nothing really outside the lines for me, but one thing. I used to be very big about that song "Lala" by Ashley Simpson.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
And every so often, it just like I need to hear this song.
Oh my goodness! Like I'm now playing in my head again. That takes me way back. I'll have to play it.
I don't even know what that song is.
Well, I guess it's not a bad song. That's the funny part. It's not a bad song, but it's look at me. Like it's an uncharacteristic song for somebody like me to be listening to, so you're willfully listening to.
Yeah, Corey, you have to look it up and listen to it. Let us know what you think.
Maybe I will have to.
It's got a really catchy hook though. I will say that, and that's how that's how a lot of pop songs get you. Like because like technically like that song is considered alternative, but it's pop. It's pop music.
Yeah. Pop trying to be alternative.
There's also this song by this group called Audio Club. It's called Something Serious, and basically it's about this dude trying to hook up, like except it's not as raunchy as like stuff that the Bloodhound Gang used to do, which I used to listen to those guys too.
Oh my gosh, Bloodhound Gang, that's hilarious. God, that song used to be everywhere, man.
And we knew we were in for something special when the album was called Hooray for Boobies.
I know. That was so funny.
There's an album called Hooray for Boobies.
Yeah, Bloodhound Gang's debut album, Hooray for Boobies.
Yeah.
Great.
You've never heard that? You've never heard the song?
No.
Yes, you have.
The Bad Touch. That's the
Bad Touch. You've heard it. You just don't know that you've heard it. You've heard it. Everybody's heard that song.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like we do on the Discovery Channel. Come on, you've heard that song.
You've heard it before.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Oh no.
Corey, you heard the album though, right?
No, I've only heard the song, but I know.
You've only heard that one song? Okay.
Yeah, I mean I know the album. I can see it in my head, but
there's a track on that album where the chorus is like the lap dance is better when the stripper is crying.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I misquoted. The lap dance is so much better when the stripper's crying.
Oh, no, that makes it worse.
I misquoted it though, so I had to be sure.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what guilty pleasure song. I don't know if I can answer this.
Not Barbie Girl by Aqua.
No.
Not Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
Oh gosh.
That's like the most that's the most asinine song.
I can't stand that song whenever it comes on the radio. I can't.
No. I can only listen to remixes of it. That's the only way I can digest that song now.
I mean, I guess I would have to say like music I listen to when I do listen to music would be like Barenaked Ladies is one of my favorite bands.
Their music is good though.
I know, but
there's nothing ironic about their music.
I know, but I really like them, and yeah, I don't know.
I see you as a Barenaked Ladies, like someone that listens to your music anyway. So I don't think that's far outside the lines.
I know, but I think
come on, man, hit me like some Marilyn Manson or freaking 9 Inch Nails. Well, no, 9 Inch Nails is not even ironic.
But I've never listened to either of them, so I don't know.
You've never heard the song "Closer" by 9 Inch Nails?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I wanna fuck you like an animal.
No.
Even I know that.
Come on, dude.
Sorry.
You got me up here like singing all these like hooks and choruses. Now I sound like a fucking pervert tonight here on the show and shit. I sound like someone that's gonna wind up on a fucking what they like a sex offender registry now. Like come on, dude.
It's all right. I know the lyrics too.
You've heard some of this shit. I know you have.
I seriously have never listened to 9 Inch Nails or Marilyn Manson.
Okay, so yeah, just take a moment, like get on Spotify one day, like make sure you're away from the wife and kids.
I don't have a Spotify account.
LeRon is about to walk away.
Why would I have a Spotify account if I don't listen to music?
Okay, you have an iPhone, so get on your iTunes account. Put your thingamabobbers in, the AirPods in, and just go sit down in the corner somewhere away from the wife and kids for I think the full version of the song is like 6 minutes long. So
that's too long.
So devote yourself 6 minutes, listen to the song.
I don't have 6 minutes.
And then we're gonna come back here next week and we're gonna talk about your experience with this song.
Look, my wife and I got excited because they're adding 52 episodes of Bluey to Disney Plus in August. Okay.
They are?
Yeah, they are.
Yay!
I don't have 6 minutes to spare.
Yes, you do. Like when you're on the toilet. There you go.
Who takes 6 minutes on the toilet? What happened?
Don't guys spend forever on the toilet? I know my son does. Jeez.
I do it to hide. I don't really spend 6 minutes.
Then hide and listen to Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
My wife's just gonna be like, "Why you have headphones on in there?"
You take a dump with the door open?
No.
Okay, close the door. She doesn't know what you're doing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna walk out and the bathroom leads right into the kitchen, and she's usually in there.
It's like Corey's finding all these excuses to just do so. You literally fucked up 6 minutes of your life on dumber shit. Like, how many stupid ass Nintendo games have you played for more than 6 minutes?
I don't know. A few. But I'd rather be wasting my time on that than sitting there listening to music, not doing anything.
I feel like I honestly feel like music is a more enriching experience than video games is. I honestly feel like this.
And I
unless the video game has really good enriching music.
Yeah, because I play video games that have really good soundtracks. Like it's like the main attraction for me. Like if I discover a game has a good soundtrack, like, oh man, I'll play the game for hundreds of hours.
I mean, I love video games, but if you're talking about something that can really, I don't know, affect your mood or mental status, I would have to agree. Music is technically more.
Yeah,
for sure.
So my wife actually made fun of me because the last song I actually said, "Hey, that's a nice song," or whatever. It came on the radio at one point, and I was like, I kind of like this. She's like, this song's like 2 years old. It was that Justin Timberlake song that was in that Trolls movie.
Oh God!
Oh wow!
I hate that song.
I love that song.
That was played at my wedding.
See, there you go. You finally gave us one.
That's not I don't think that's a guilty pleasure song though. I like Justin Timberlake.
You like it when you like it when a lot of people hate it.
I didn't know a lot of people hated it. This is news to me.
A lot of people who aren't white. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I'm clear. So
I say that with love too. I do. Like I mean, but actually, that's another funny thing too. Because you go to weddings of certain ethnicities, and that song shows up on a playlist. Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling, shows up on a wedding playlist.
Can I tell you?
And I absolutely hate that song.
I hate it. And every time I hear it, something really terrible happens to me after that. I think it's a jinx. So every time it comes, turn the radio off.
I'm like, out of all the mediocre Black Eyed Peas songs y'all could have played, this is the one. This is the one. I would rather hear Let's Get It Started, which is actually a good song. Like, it's got wonderful hook and whatnot, I like the Fergie era of Black Eyed Peas. There's some people who's probably gonna be like, oh, this guy's not black.
You're not.
I mean, I have to claim it on my ID card though.
Oh, that's fair. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you just said "Can't Stop the Feeling" by Justin Timberlake.
I like that song.
Woo!
I don't know. It's fine.
See, another guilty pleasure song and again, it's more along the lines of pop because I just abhor pop music in general. And we're gonna bring this up because we talked. Corey just mentioned like how you like this song, but it's like a song that's been out for a while. Is Lady Gaga's "Bad Romance," and it freaks me out where I view Lady Gaga's music to be recent, but that song came out in 2009.
Yeah.
And that terrifies me.
I gotta say this. Like, I love Lady Gaga. Like her first album, and her second album, I'm not sure what was going on.
Monster, right?
Yeah. Actually, wait. Monster was technically like the half album. You know what I mean? Because like there were a lot of artists that were doing that, where they released an album, and they released a half album, which basically was a repackaging of the first album with additional tracks and stuff. Like and so that's what the Fame Monster was basically, because the album, her second album was Born This Way, and like there was literally only one song on Born This Way that I can actually listen to, and it's Alejandro.
Yep.
It's the only one, because I can't stand Born This Way, and
I thought Alejandro was the Fame Monster.
Wait, hold on. Let me check. Let me check.
I liked the Fame Monster, and I wasn't a big fan of whatever you just said.
Yeah, Alejandro was on the Fame Monster. Okay, so yeah. If we look at the track listing for the Fame Monster. Where's the track listing at? Wikipedia, you had one job. Okay, so Bad Romance, I'm okay with that. It's not a good song. Alejandro is probably the best one on there. Telephone, yes.
I like
Telephone, Alejandro are in my opinion the best ones. But beyond that, because then she like re-released like Just Dance and all that stuff, and which I thought all that stuff was good, but then Born This Way comes out, and I was like, man, what is going on? Yeah, like I'm not sure if I mean, I know she's an ally and stuff, for LGBTQ stuff and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if she just like leaned too hard into it or something, because it was just wild, and I was like, this is not what I was expecting, but I don't know, like it's weird. I like her music because when she came back with Applause for her third album, Art Pop, Applause is great, but she had to fuck that up and did that song on R. Kelly.
Yeah.
R. Kelly, man, Remix to Ignition was my jam.
I mean, remix. I'm gonna send you a TikTok later.
Look what you've done, Corey.
Back in the day,
there's a new Remix to Ignition, and
I don't know if I want to hear that version. I want to keep the nice and clean version in my head.
You thought the Remix to Ignition was the remix, but nah, this is the one I'm about to send you is the remix.
Oh god. I don't even I'm trying to think of like the last song I even like thought about and liked that's even relatively recent. Like I don't know. I know people like roll their eyes when I say I don't listen to music, and they're like, "Yo, right." But I just really don't listen to music. Like I know people find that weird, and I guess it is weird, but like
I'm just now wondering, what do you do outside to play video games and raise kids?
Work.
Besides that,
I mean, not.
And please don't say podcasting.
I mean, there's a lot of that going on. I mean,
I can't, Stephanie. I can't say on podcast what we're gonna do to Corey when we link up with him one of these days. But it's gonna be one of those. Corey's gonna be like he's not in his right mind. Let's put it that way.
I gotcha.
I'm concerned.
You should be. We're those bad friends. We're like, get in, bitch. We're going shopping.
Yep.
I don't like that.
Too bad.
What are you gonna take me to the CD section of Best Buy or something? Flip through it.
We'll find the last remaining Sam Goody or what was it, Empire Records?
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
Tower Records. Tower Records.
Did you guys have a FYE back in the day as well?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The mall I used to work at, there was FYE in both ends of the mall.
Oh man.
Hmm.
R.I.P.
I was in the Lincoln Park for a while. But I think everybody was.
See, that's not ironic either. I mean, it's more ironic for me being a black guy that listened because I love Linkin Park. Like, shit, their first album, oh my god, that was like a soundtrack to my life when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even like I'd seen a whole bunch of bad shit in my life at that point. But it was just, you ever wind up with an album and it seems like it just talked to your soul, like like you just resonated, like everything on it, like it's one of those albums where you can listen to like every track front to back, not skip anything, Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory was one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think that happened to me with one of Imagine Dragons soundtrack. Not soundtrack, like Imagine Dragons.
Their
CDs.
albums are good too. God.
Yeah. I saw them live. They're great.
I thought everybody hated Imagine Dragons. I mean, I like them too, but I thought everybody
the people who try to be ironic are saying they hate Imagine Dragons. But Imagine Dragons makes good music, in my opinion. Like
Good
they make really good feel good music.
Yeah, and the lead singer, it's like Dan Reynolds. I forget. It's like he has a pretty common name, but he's a big mental health advocate, just very grounded. I respect.
Yeah, like he fixed his own well, like I mean, he didn't fix his own spinal problem, but he basically turned his life around and fixed like the spinal disorder he had, and where like he was literally like almost in a wheelchair. And now look at the dude. The dude's like a fucking health icon.
Yeah.
And he's an advocate. Love it.
Exactly. There you go. So that's another one. I think I have more guilty pleasure shows than I have guilty pleasure music, though.
Besides 90 Day Fiancé?
Maury. That's my ultimate guilty pleasure. My mom tells me not to tell people that I watch it. That's like she's embarrassed for me.
Better get it all in because he's retiring at the end of the summer. So
yeah, it's like a train wreck happening. You don't want to look, but you can't stop yourself.
Yeah,
there's just something about Maury that I enjoy where I don't get that enjoyment if I were to watch Jerry Springer. I don't know. I went to see Maury live once.
Oh, really?
Yep, that's how much I love Maury. I dragged my friend who did a trip down to Mystic, Connecticut. We were doing a girls' weekend, and on the way there, you passed Stamford, and that's where they record it. And I made her come watch a live. It was a free tickets, okay? Mm-hmm. And Maury came out, and he showed us his golden retriever, Bernie, I think, and he was just chatting with us before they actually went live, and it was so cool. I love Maury.
Jerry Springer lives 3 hours from me. He's a big Reds fan, Cincinnati Reds. He lives in Cincinnati, which is hilarious. Dave Chappelle also lives only an hour and a half from me too. Wow,
what is that?
I was almost on the not on the Ricky Lake show, but I almost got to go see the Ricky Lake show.
Oh wow!
Yeah, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine, she was actually being a guest on the show, and she could bring some people with her. So I was one of the people that was going to go with her, but something happened. I wound up not being able to make it and stuff like that. And the craziest shit, she got back from it, and she didn't want to tell us anything about it. Me and a couple of friends. So we had to sneak and watch the episode. We had to figure out when the episode was coming out. We had to sneak and watch it. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything right now, just in case, Yeah. But it was bad. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, no, it's all right. We'll bring back Maury for a second. Corey, did you know that one person that was on 90 Day Fiancé was also on an episode of Maury?
Wow, that's hilarious. That's funny.
I bet your wife knows who.
I bet she probably does. I have a lot of guilty pleasure shows, I would say, especially when I was a little bit younger. But
Ooh, okay.
like, I was really into like Laguna Beach and the hills for a while. I was into Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl and
I can't fault you Pretty Little Liars because I was hooked on that show for a hot
there's
minute.
a prequel series coming out.
I know, nice. and I'm not gonna watch it.
Also, by the way, the new Gossip Girl is pretty bad on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I can tell you that.
But yeah, I was like I was obsessed with like Laguna Beach and the Hills for a while, to the point where my wife and I started watching the new season of the Hills, and then COVID happened, and then they didn't have another season. Although I think it's coming back, but yeah, I was pretty obsessed with those shows.
Wow. And I thought I was bad with 90 Day Fiancé and Maury.
Like when I was in college, like all my friends would go out to parties and drinking and stuff, and I'd stay in with the girl I was dating at the time and all of her friends and watch Laguna Beach like when it was on. It was awesome.
No regrets, right?
Nope, none. Zero.
I'm trying to think, like, oh god, like I feel like I purged a lot of bad like TV shows and stuff out of my head. I do this like I know for sure I played like bad video games and like I've watched bad TV shows and movies and stuff. Well, actually, some movies stick with me a lot better. Like that movie Sucker Punch. That movie was trash. God, I can't believe I watched that movie.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. I don't even know what it is.
It's a bunch of hot girls living like the fanboys fantasy. Like they're mercenaries with guns one time, they're assassins with swords and knives another time, and woo, yeah. But for some strange reason, like I have a hard time remembering like really trash ass shows and video games I play. It's like I purged them out of my memory or something.
There was also a show on CW called Rain. It was about this princess.
Don't tell me you watched that show.
I did. I watched like the first season of it.
Corey.
Wow. We're really getting to the meat potatoes.
Are you a 19-year-old white girl? What the hell?
Sometimes I am, yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, next you're gonna tell me you watched Twilight.
I did watch Twilight.
I couldn't
watch Twilight because I tried to read the books and the books were too.
Here's the
books
thing.
were poorly written.
The first movie I had a really bad experience. I think I told this experience, the blind date experience, on this show at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
Where it was very uncomfortable. And then I ended up watching the rest of the series with someone else I was dating, and like. By the end of it, I was like invested and like really into it. I don't remember anything that happens, but I was like kind of into it at the end. The last movie is like really violent.
I mean, sometimes that. Yeah, I heard the last movie was like it took a left turn, for the whole series,
I mean, I was also like pretty into the Hunger Games with my wife for a while too.
I attempted to read 50 Shades of Grey and then was like, no, I'm not going to watch the movies.
LeRon, what did you think of that book, 50 Shades of Grey? Be honest. Okay.
I see what the author was going for. I see what she was going for. I really do. But I mean.
You want to hear a fun fact about 50 Shades of Grey, LeRon?
What's that?
Did you know that it started out as Twilight fanfic?
I knew that. I did know that.
It just read like total garbage.
Yes, it did. It did.
So I'm looking up other shows that like I need like a refresher. So I was really into Gilmore Girls for a long time.
Okay, that's not bad, but I never watched that show.
I was
there was just something about that show. I was like, no, I don't need to watch this.
I was really into like One Tree Hill and the OC for a while.
You were definitely a CW and WB channel person.
Yeah. What else here? I'm trying to get a refresher on some of these things.
See, he was watching stuff on the WB when he should have been watching stuff on Fox. Because Fox was popping back during that time.
That's fair. I was really into this show called Younger for a while. It was about a...
Oh, wait, Younger? No, I'm thinking Young and Hungry. Young and Hungry. Young and Hungry was a guilty pleasure for me. That was on ABC Family.
Oh, my wife and I watched this show called Younger. It's about a 40-year-old who can't get a job because she's quote unquote too old, so she pretends she's 25.
Yes, I remember the premise of that show.
And it was Hilary Duff was in it, and what's her name? Sutton Foster was in it. She's a really big Broadway star. She's actually doing something with Hugh Jackman right now on Broadway. But I was really into that show for a while. But yeah, I mean, yep.
Wow.
Those are my guilty pleasure shows for a while.
Shoot.
I learned a lot.
You did.
I know. Wow.
I'm full of surprises, guys. What can I say?
Yeah, in every aspect, not just your sex stories.
God, I can't believe all those shows you just rattled off that you watched. It's like, man.
Yet you don't watch all like the awesome classic movies.
The other show I was really into was Vampire Diaries.
That was a good show.
Super into Vampire Diaries.
That was a good show. That was a good show until about the last couple of seasons.
I would say the show is good until after season 4, because then they spun the originals off into their own show.
Yeah,
and then they lost like the big threat, and then it just became another CW show.
Yeah.
And then Nina Dobrev left like in season 6 or 7 or whatever, and then they had to continue the show without the main character, which is always awkward. But sorry, Vampire Diaries is great. I kind of want to rewatch it now. Thanks. Maybe we'll do standard def on Vampire Diaries. It'll be a solo show though. I'll just be
I was going to say, good luck inviting someone for that show.
The third spinoff show's still going. Legacies is still going.
Yes, Legacy is still going. Yeah, just like they're rebooting Supernatural for prequel.
I know. I saw that. I've never seen Supernatural, but
Supernatural is my jam. I watched all 15 seasons of that show as it was coming out.
There's something else that I watched too that was pretty... I forget what it was though, so maybe it wasn't that important.
Hey, do you know if you scroll down YouTube long enough, like you actually get to the end of the page?
That's not
like
true.
it will stop refreshing.
Oh really?
Like I just hit the bottom.
Neat.
I would screen share, but I don't want everybody seeing like what I watch on YouTube.
I don't really want to know what you watch on YouTube. I'm concerned.
I mean, it's nothing really bad, but at the same time, it's not the normal stuff that people look at. Like, there's a lot of video game stuff. It's a lot of stuff for editing content. It's a lot of tech stuff. It's a lot of Star Trek stuff. It's a good sprinkle of Star Wars stuff, thanks to like this new wave of Star Wars that's happening and stuff like that. It's news, but there's also some weird stuff, you know, like people see the thumbnails for like the fitness stuff I look at, and it's like, oh, he's looking at softcore porn.
I was also into My So-Called Life, but it was only on for one season.
No, that was a good show.
It was a good show. Freaks and Geeks too.
But real throwback, but obviously I watched this when I was in high school age. MTV, I forgot what the name of the show is, but I'll describe it. It's a show where someone is dating a complete D-bag, and the parents want their kid to date someone else, so they have to pick 2 boys or girls.
Oh yes, I remember that show. It was a contest show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that show. I used to watch a lot of those MTV shows, like those MTV like game shows and stuff like that, like
game/reality.
Like, remember Next?
Next was it Next?
No. Next is the one where they got a bunch of singles together. You know, no. I think it. I want to say
they picked one guy or one girl, and they filled a bus full of the opposite sex, and like. Yeah. Like if she didn't like how the date was going, she would just say next, and the next person would get off the bus, and they would literally continue that date. Like if they were eating dinner or something, like the other guy would just walk in the restaurant and sit with her or whatever.
The show is called Parental Control.
Parental Control. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I don't know why. That was just so. Maybe it's a reflection of like my life, where my parents never approved of whoever I wanted to date. Man, Parental Control. I need to like look. I'm sure there's like an episode you can find on YouTube somewhere that I just need to see, because oh gosh.
Oh my God, A Shot of Love with Tila Tequila.
Oh,
Yes, and then of course Flavor Flav.
Oh yeah, Flavor of Love. That was VH1.
Flavor of Love, Flavor Flav.
And then the one with what's his face from Poison.
Yes.
Rock of Love or whatever.
Rock
Yes,
of Love.
yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so trashy.
Yeah, I think that's why I hate hair metal, is because my cousin would always drag me to like Poison concerts, and they would always open for someone else, and like they would all get like drunk and stuff, and I would have to drive them all home because I was the only one that wasn't drinking or old enough. And like, yeah, that was pretty not fun. But Poison always sticks in my mind because that was like his favorite band, and he always had to go to the concert whether they were opening or the headliner. Like, and then him and his friends would all just get blasted drunk. It was a good time. For some.
A show that I kind of guilty pleasure watch, but I only guilty pleasure watch the first 2 episodes. I'll never watch the entire season, is The Bachelor and Bachelorette, because the first 2 episodes are always the introduction of all the people.
Yeah.
And they all, especially if it's like The Bachelor and all the women get drunk and then they like have meltdowns and is crazy and stuff. I just love watching just stupid people. I won't continue to watch the season, especially at the end. When there's like a tell-all or something?
When it's time for the rose. Oh, are you talking about like after the rose? That
after
part.
The rose, like
Yeah.
they just drag that out. But the first 2 episodes, I just love getting to know all the crazy.
Which one is messier, the actual show or the after show? Like I can never figure out, you know. And God, you know, like certain ones just are crazy. Like the one with the first Black Bachelorette was crazy. The one with Colton, of course, was crazy because like he wound up being gay.
Yes, you know? Yes.
Yeah. And the only reason why I keep checking these is because like the roommates I used to live with, like she watched that stuff. Oh God, Temptation Island.
Oh God.
That was one of those shows where it was like she started watching it and like it'd be one of those things where you run downstairs to the kitchen to grab something to drink and you see the shit show happening. So instead of walking up the stairs with your drink, you sit down on the couch and you continue to watch. Yep, that was Temptation Island was one for me.
I'll tell you what's going to be a new guilty pleasure game, and Corey just sent me the link to it. It's called Massage Freaks.
Oh shit. Oh, it's a rhythm game. Oh boy.
My wife and
my
wife and I watch Dancing with the Stars every season.
That's not trashy.
No, it's not. I wasn't saying it was trashy. I'm saying we watch.
No, Dancing with the Stars is actually that's actually a good. That's actually, in my opinion, that's a good show.
I like that show, except Tyra Banks kind of ruined it, but that's.
Well, she's the new host now.
Yeah. They signed some huge contract with her. Like her company designs all the costumes now, and she's the host and
wait, is it still
executive producer.
It's still on ABC? It's still on ABC?
It's on Disney Plus now. Disney Plus's first live show.
Okay.
Yeah. Moved exclusively to Disney Plus. So many people are mad.
Tyra's part of the mouse now. Shoot, get it, girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something we watch a lot. But I don't know. I could try to find some more guilty pleasure stuff, I guess.
Oh, so Corey.
Yeah.
All right, so the other day I was playing Ninja Turtles, right? And I was playing with Leonardo, and I was like something is weird here, you know, because I was playing Leonardo, and so I was like, I looked up the voice actor for Leonardo, in the Shredder's Revenge game. First of all, it's the same voice actor that's done Leonardo for basically all the retro projects, including the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series. But here's like the 6 degrees separation, right? The reason why I knew something was off and something I recognized the voice is because the guy who voiced him way back when, Cam Clark, that's Metal Gear Solid, Liquid Snake. But also, because I'm old, like he was Max Sterling from the anime series I used to watch called Robotech back in 1984. Yeah. I was like, dude, and I was like, I meant to say something about it during the regular boss rush recording when we were talking about video games and stuff, but I was like, it slipped my mind because like our guest Ouch was just amazing. Yeah, but I also knew like the Ninja Turtles thing would definitely like it would also lift your spirits.
Yeah, I'm not to like talk about games on this show because it's not what it's for, but like I'm not like I wish I was more into Ninja Turtles, this new one, than I am. I am
shocked to hear you say that.
I've played like 5 levels of it, and I have like no interest in going back. I don't know if it's because I'm playing by myself or what, but I'm just like...
It's got to be that.
It's got to be that.
Shredder's Revenge is like most of these types of games are meant to be enjoyed with friends, and that's why I haven't gotten it yet. I mean, like, it's not because I don't enjoy the Turtles. I'm like, well, I'm not going to really actually end up playing with anyone, so I'm not going to buy it.
I know,
that sounds just as sad.
I haven't...
Well, no, but, I mean, I only have it on Xbox Game Pass, and everyone has it on the Switch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have it on Game Pass also, but I don't know. I just haven't felt the urge to go back to it, and I'm kind of sad about it. Because I want to love it, and I don't know.
Can't force things, man. You can't force yourself to love things.
Yeah. That's true.
So, and I know people are saying like, "Oh, it's game of the year." I'm like,
is it game of the year? I don't think it's game of the year. I don't think it's game of the year.
No, but there have been.
Well, we already
know
that's going to be Elden Ring.
It might be a contender for party game of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
I mean, like I know for sure it's going to go head to head against Splatoon 3.
You think
It might actually beat out Splatoon 3 in my opinion because I feel like everyone's saying like with the exception of like some of the new stuff that they introduced, like Splatoon 3 is basically more the same.
I mean, Splatoon.
I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
I was going to say like when we were first playing Splatoon 2, it was literally like Splatoon 1.5. Like the final boss of the campaign is literally the same final boss as the first game on the Wii U.
Jeez.
They just slapped a 2 on it because they put some new multiplayer maps and some new campaign levels in.
Which they need to stop doing that. They do. Yeah, but let's veer away from video games.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. Anyways, who's having fun? Who's doing things? Stephanie, you said you had an exciting time. You said
yes. I'm having a third date tomorrow.
Ooh.
All right.
This
could be. Did you meet them on the Tinder?
No, I did not meet them on the Tinder.
Did you meet them organically, like you at a...
Meeting people organically, please. I'm always home or at the grocery store or the gas station. And if I meet someone at a gas station, there might be I might want to rethink that. No, I met him on OkCupid. So, I mean, still a dating site, just wasn't Tinder.
Yeah.
He's a little bit older. Same age as my last boyfriend. He's 48. He's 15 years older than me. Nothing wrong with being older, just saying.
No judgment here.
But yeah, third date tomorrow. He's going to take me to this really nice fancy rooftop restaurant in Providence, Rhode Island.
Ooh.
So it's nice.
Out of state journey.
Yeah, we're not. It's not going to be inappropriate, but since I mentioned third date, is there still like a third date kind of rule or thing about having sex?
See, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of people start at that point now at this day and age, and then they kind of form a relationship out of that, which is like, I don't know, but you know,
Yeah, my boyfriend and I didn't really do anything until our third date.
mm, I really don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know if that rule exists or not.
And actually, I'll be honest with you. I think honestly because like most of my other relationships have started where like sex happened pretty fast. So I think the reason why I feel like the reason why this one's working out a lot better is because like we actually took our time.
Hmm. You know, and I found this happens even like subconsciously is if someone starts off very aggressive and sexual, even if it's just messaging, I'm immediately turned off by
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
like the one of the ones that was talking to me about butt plugs or whatever last week, I'm just automatically like, no. This guy, I mean, there was a lot of flirting going on, but he said that he just takes things slow physically, and I just immediately had a lot of respect for him for that. Not to be
Oh
cliche or anything, but anyway, I don't want to jinx it because I have terrible luck with that kind of stuff. So
yeah. I hear you.
I was okay. I'm very, very shy when I'm initially dating a person. Like I'm
Uh-huh.
very painfully shy. Like I will not touch you. I will not look at you. I don't know why. Like there's just something very weird.
I will not look at you.
I just get very nervous. I don't know. And at the end of the second date, because at the end of the first date, I like went for the hug and says, "I don't kiss on the first date. Have a good night. Bye."
You said that?
Yes. Second date,
Ah.
he went for the it's let me explain this. So my car, if I'm near my car and my key and I have my key fob, and I don't know why and I hate this, it'll beep twice and will pop the trunk. Like it's supposed to be, I guess, a feature if like maybe you have a bunch of groceries and it opens for you.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think it's weird. So it happens. He walked me to my car and we're doing the awkward like what's gonna happen, couple seconds. So he leans in for a kiss and I was excited, but then I got really nervous. And then my
Ah.
trunk popped open and I fell back and I fell into my trunk.
Oh my God. You're like a Cameron Diaz rom com.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
So anyway.
To be fair, I don't know. I would probably be the same way. I haven't had to date anybody in a while, so I'm hoping to keep it that way.
I'm kind of afraid to make the first move, and that's I don't know. Like I believe I've always had that problem, like just a fear of making the first move and stuff like that. But it's not also like I want someone else to take initiative. It's one of those things like like if we're not in a committed relationship, like it's like I feel like anything I do might be perceived as you perceived badly.
Yeah. I got more questions in. And I feel bad because lately, I don't know, unless I go out of my way to it, anytime I bring something up in After Dark, it's dating related. I'm sorry if that's kind of cliche as the female of the group talking about dating
Nah,
stuff. But
nah.
so two questions. In everybody's experiences, has first time sex always been awkward? Because my experience has been, I don't think I've ever had really great first time sex, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
It's always been awkward. I've had great sexual partners, but just I don't know what. Every time it's the first time, it always is awkward. But is it me or is that just?
It can be awkward because like it's one of those things where you're kind of like feeling the other person out and stuff like that, and that to use a pun, um, but but also like it's one of those things where like like first time sex, like if you're like me, you're kind of in your headspace, like how much is like too much, like like am I gonna scare this person off if I pull out a trick that I know like will work for me and should work for them, you, yeah. So yeah, I feel like like first time sex can be a little awkward. Like I've had some pretty awkward first situations.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go either way. Like I've had both, I think, where like sometimes you're just on the same page with somebody and you just know, right? And everything just clicks right. And sometimes you're just like LeRon said, you're just trying to feel it out. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Someone's upset.
Oh no. It's late too. I don't know. And like the thing is, especially nowadays, I rarely drink. Just personal choice. I would usually at least need a drink or two to kind of like, some people just need that little bit of help just to nudge you in the right direction. But there's a fine line between that and then drinking too much and then you get sloppy. So unfortunately, I've had both scenarios happen before. But oops, my cat didn't like me touching her belly. The other question I was going to ask. I don't know. My brain's starting to not function. Oh, another dating question. What have your experiences been with how many dates until you kind of either know or have a discussion about whether or not you're exclusive? Because I feel like dating has changed over the decades, and I don't want to pull out some old ass moves and ask a embarrassing, awkward question or something.
Okay, this is gonna sound like I'm being a complete jackass, but if we make it to a fourth date, I usually am like, oh, we're together now, right? Aren't we?
That's not obnoxious. At least like you're upfront about it. Some people just are very vague.
I'm like, you stuck around long enough for a fourth date. Like you didn't see anything wrong here, so like we're together now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much by like the third or fourth, if you haven't decided by then, like there's somebody's questioning something and maybe it's not, like I don't know, especially because like we're all older at this point, right? Like, I mean, I think we all kind of been through the phase of like, oh, we know what we want. It's not like a high school relationship where like, oh, it's been like 2 years, but I'm going to college, so we're going to break up. Type
Corey's
thing,
been on the dating game a while because it still feels like high school and college sometimes.
I just, I feel like my wife and I kind of knew like after like the second date that it's just like, okay, we're together now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I will say though, like, and I feel like some people screw this up. Some people don't realize they need to communicate their intention. Like, like if you're in a good dating situation with someone, but all you want to do is just be like casual dating and stuff like that. Like some people don't communicate that right away. Like by the time you get to your second date with the same person, you need to say if you're just wanting to date around them, and also like definitely be upfront about it. Like especially if you guys are starting to get like intimate and stuff like that. Definitely say like, hey, I'm just trying to date around. And stuff like that, and try to, and like that gives the other person a chance to like be on the same page as you. And I know that's not relevant to your question, Stephanie, but I just wanted to say that now for people who may be listening, because like there are people out there, some people get their feelings hurt and some people unintentionally hurt other people's feelings and stuff like that, because like you gotta, in every facet of like when you like getting attached to somebody, like you gotta keep the playing field level, whether it's like your intentions for dating, whether it's your intentions for marriage, whether it's intentions for long-term relationships, whether it's intention for having kids, whatnot. You gotta get that stuff out there early.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you said that too, because this actually now legitimizes this into an actual topic than just me talking about my sad single life. But maybe when people are younger, they can be a bit meaner, but when you're an actual adult, being upfront early is super important, and people will appreciate that. I've already had to tell 2 guys that, I didn't think it was going to work out. Like one of them, for example, wants to start a family. I'm sorry. Shop's closed for me. No matter how much I like you, I'm just not having another baby. And we went on 2 dates.
Is it because you've modified the equipment?
Not a permanent modification.
Okay.
But by choice, I do not want to have another kid.
Gotcha.
And I had 2 dates with him, and I really like him. But what it comes down to is he wants kids and I don't. So I was upfront about, because he asked for a 3rd date, and I feel like if I went on that 3rd date, it would be starting to lead the person on.
Yeah.
And I said, in a nice way, all these things. And you know what? He wasn't mad. He goes, I really appreciate it. I really like you a lot, so the door is always open if you change your mind. Like, people aren't gonna most.
Yeah, like the average mature person is not going to like is not well. I mean, they're not gonna really flinch. Like they'll have a reaction, but like it's not usually a negative reaction. It's
Right.
because like being adults is like honestly like if people just communicate more, like shit would be so much better.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you're like, I just want fuck buddies, like say that, hey, I'm kind of relationship minded, that's one thing I always treat like any potential dates or anything as like a step towards like a long-term relationship. It's not me jumping in and saying, oh, I've got this person, at the first date, but it's more like, like it's like a job application.
Yeah.
If I need to make it sound all business like,
Sadly kind of is, especially online dating, and B, dating when you're older. Like, meeting someone organically back in my 20s, I would never ask them on their second date, do you have children? Do you want to have children? What are your priorities in life?
Yeah.
Whereas now that's the type of stuff that comes up almost immediately. No one wants to waste their time.
In your 20s, you're definitely going to run somebody off asking those questions.
Right?
Like,
but now it's like...
Yeah, once you cross past 35, like those are logical questions that people need to ask.
Yep. Well, that's why I kind of feel like it's a reverse thing when I mentioned my question about like, do you need to have a conversation about when or not you're exclusive? Like with this person, just for sake of example, I'm not gonna have my hopes up, but he said, if I still like him after this next date, he'd be happy to delete his dating app.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we had a conversation about it, whether or not we keep our dating apps or not. And I was thinking, is there a point where I'd ask, hey, I wouldn't word it like this, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Because I feel like that's such a juvenile thing to ask.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. At the same, yeah, like I get it. It's funny now because like I just realized like I still have my dating app on my phone, but I have not signed on to it since like Rafi and I became a thing. And
what are you looking for there, LeRon?
I'm not looking for...
Good thing Rafi doesn't listen to this.
No, he knows, but I just realized I never asked him like. If what's his status on the app. I haven't turned mine on at all. Like I haven't turned. It's funny because I haven't even turned mine on to let the people know that I may have been talking to at that time. That I've started seeing somebody, and that's a bad thing to do. Like not communicate to people that you're in the process of like communicating with. That like something's changed in your dating status. Stop being hoes.
Yeah, stop being a hoe. Hoes in different area codes.
But no, like communication is key with all this stuff. Like like just let your intentions be known. Like, and trust me, like the mature people will understand and they'll get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, wish me luck tomorrow.
Good luck.
You already got it.
Well, hopefully I won't, I don't know, maybe fall off the building this time.
Yeah, don't do that. That'd be bad.
Please don't.
Look, I already did one of these shows with LeRon once. We had a intimate 1v1 conversation, and
yeah,
it was fun,
sure
but
did.
Don't want to do that every week. Sorry, LeRon.
No, I get it.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean, next time I have to turn it around on you, like, hey, like, it's time. Talk. Like, I want to hear what Stephanie has not heard yet. Our dynamic duo episode was actually pretty fun. Like,
it was pretty good.
It was Pride Month, so I gave Corey the journey of my discovery of bisexuality.
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to that. Oh, I missed it.
You did. Let's see what clever title did I name that episode?
I don't think he really gave it any clever title, actually.
I probably didn't. No, I didn't. Embracing Your Sexual Journey is what I named it.
Yeah.
That's out by now, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's been out. I think it's been out for 2 weeks.
11 days ago, it says right here.
Okay.
On YouTube.com/Boss Network. Subscribe, like, share. Oh man. Yeah, dating.
That's it.
Time.
Yeah, sorry. It's not a good time. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
By the way, Stephanie, congratulations on being my competitor yesterday on the website.
Gosh,
it was like every time I threw one up, you had one up.
I was like, all right, it's on. No, you'll definitely be coming out on top for July, but I don't know. And then Lasby will write an article on something alien, and then he'll get like 500
and get like 7,000 views.
Oh, I'm like, man? These alien fans are like rabid.
Yeah,
they're just looking for anything they can get, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, lady and gent. You time to wrap up?
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah. It's approaching dark 30.
Dark 30, yes.
Threat level midnight.
Exactly. All right, everyone. Well, this has been Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the flagship for the Boss Rush Network. We want to thank you all for taking the time and hanging out with us tonight and listening to the show. Before we go, we're going to do that thing that we do every time, and we're going to let you know how to stay in touch with us. So, Stephanie, go first.
People can find me on the internet, Twitter and Instagram at Klimov, KLIMOV_author. I'd love to know what your guilty pleasure shows or music is or are. I'm regularly on the Boss Rush podcast Wednesday nights, some episodes of Standard Definition, and articles on bossrush.net.
Oh, you know what? By the way, I feel like, this is one thing that we don't do on the show, and I guess it's part of my fault because I'm like the lead host for the show. Is if you have any suggestions or pointers for any of the topics that we ever have and stuff like that, reach out to us at any of the various places where you can find us at, be it bossrush.net or
we can probably put a post out too on Wednesdays asking for topics.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. All right, that's it. Go ahead, Corey. Your turn.
You can find me at IamCoreyNHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on the Boss Rush podcast, on Nintendo Power Block, Standard Definition, and various other things here on the Boss Rush Network.
All right. And as always, you can find me on social media at Exodus803, as well as Twitch and YouTube. And don't forget, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Twitch channel. I'm sorry, not my Twitch channel, my YouTube channel. Check out the Crossroads video game podcast with me, Andre Wilson, and Story Jovic. All right,
good trio there.
Oh yeah, we're having fun. Definitely head over to the Crossroads Twitter page and see just some snippets of some of the stuff that we get into on each episode. All right, everyone, come back and join us for our next installment of the Boss Rush After Dark, where we'll be back with more stuff that's not really content appropriate for like the other anchor shows for the Boss Rush Network. We love you. We will be back for the all-new episode next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.